Good morning, SKN. I'm Jamie Morris.
And I'm Cortante Carty, and thank you for joining us on this lovely Wednesday morning.
All right, continuing to the latest in local news, this from SKN Vibes. St. Kitts and Nevis is the first member of the Caribbean Community CARICOM to sign an agreement with African Export-Import Bank, Afrexim Bank. The Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, met Professor Benedict Orama, President of Afrexim Bank, on February 17th to sign the Memorandum of Understanding after holding bilateral meetings with various representatives from the organization and other investors at the 44th meeting of the Conference of CARICOM Heads of Government. The agreement entailed collaboration on initiatives to implement strategic projects in renewable energy, such as a solar power plant, grid connectivity between St. Kitts and Nevis in line with the nation's shared commitment to the development of geothermal energy, and smart metering, among other energy-related initiatives. So very exciting news on the energy front.
Indeed. We continue now. This from Win Media SKN. Local farmers and extension officers in Nevis receive valuable insights and knowledge about sustainable agricultural practices during a 4-week-long training session. The Food and Agriculture Organization spearheaded the initiative. Mr. McLevon Mackey Truss facilitated the sessions, which focus on the topic addressing water, energy, food nexus on St. Kitts and Nevis. The St. Kitts Nevis National Project Coordinator for the Food and Agriculture Organization, Mr. Conrad Kelly, said the purpose of the training was to equip farmers and extension officers with the necessary skills and equipment needed to improve their farming capabilities. He said, and quote, "The Food and Agricultural Organization is planning to invest some inputs into your farm's solar-powered drip irrigation systems, water storage, water harvesting, and some additional tools to enable you to utilize this equipment more efficiently. The overall purpose of this is to better equip the farmers of St. Kitts and Nevis to utilize water," end quote.
And in other news, this from SKNIS. The Honorable Samal Duggins, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Marine Resources, and Cooperatives, and Acting Permanent Secretary, Miguel Fleming, along with a team of technical staff, visited the Fishers Cooperative building in Dip Bay on Friday to further assess the damage caused by the passage of Hurricane Irma in 2017. Director in the Department of Marine Resources, Dr. T. Mark Williams, and Acting Director in the Department of Agriculture, Janelle Kelly, were also present during the visit. While on site, Minister Duggins said that reconstruction of the building is necessary and added that the facility will also be outfitted with a new ice machine that will aid in the preservation of Fisher's catch. Local fisherman Darwin Francis spoke briefly to the Honorable Minister and explained the significance of the building that once housed the Capister Fishing Market Supply Cooperative and allowed fishers from neighboring communities such as St. Paul's, Parson Ground, Newton Ground, and Sadlers to store and sell their fish caught at the Dip Bay Fish Landing site.
Right, and now on to the weather forecast. It is mostly sunny with a high of 80 and a low of 73 degrees Fahrenheit, currently 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Take a look at your hourly and weekly weather and stay tuned. Regional and international news up next.
no cash, no card, no problem. JAD. Embrace the freedom.
Yo, what up? It's your boy N Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN as we continue with regional news. This from Antigua Newsroom. Florida Caribbean Cruise Association, the FCCA, the trade association that represents the mutual interests of destinations and stakeholders throughout the Caribbean, Central and South America, and Mexico, along with member lines that operate over 90% of the global cruising capacity, is pleased to announce that it has again partnered with the U.S. Virgin Islands on a strategic development agreement. The partnership renews the one previously signed in 2022, while also marking more than a decade of the U.S. Virgin Islands being a presidential partner of the FCCA. Mickey Harrison, chairman of the FCCA and Carnival Corporation in Place said, and quote, "This agreement is another statement speaking to the continued partnership between the U.S. Virgin Islands and the FCCA. The destination has shown its belief in the FCCA and the cruise industry through the best and worst of times, and I'm honored that this has led to improving the lives and livelihoods of so many people there," end quote.
And on the international scene, this from the BBC. King Charles has co-written a children's book about the environmental threats the planet is facing. Climate Change, a Ladybird book, will be published next month. On Friday, the King hosted global leaders at Buckingham Palace to support action on restoring the natural world. Speaking at the reception, the book's co-author, chair of Natural England, Tony Juniper, said the King wanted to empower young people. Mr. Juniper said, quote, "I think he's been struck by the level of energy and passion shown by young people on these subjects and was keen to put something into their hands which was about those basic facts and figures, basic ideas, but also with his personal message in there," end quote. In 2017, the King and Mr. Juniper wrote a book for adults about climate change. The new publication aims to make the topic accessible for 7 to 11-year-olds and is trying to bring the facts to the fingertips of the people who've got the most to gain by finding solutions in time, Mr. Juniper explained. Very good initiative.
Indeed.
Well, there you have it for the latest for today. We'll be back in a moment with more GMS Scan. Stay tuned.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
That's it.
An exotic experience.
Good morning, SKN. Wagwan. Yo, this is Ben's Lad coming to you live from Jamaica. You see it, go already. See me. I say Caribbean people stand up and I love this. This show is very important. You understand me? Yeah, man. Studio 327. Ben's Lad. It's a big up. See me, I say. I'm the whole innocent crew. Yeah, man. More love.
Good morning, SKN. This is Lyrical. I just want to say blessings to you. There are a happy place in the life if you live in there. A happy place in the life if you live in there. Cause them at a happy place in the life. And they can't change. And they just come out here to do right. So whether day or night, they will never ever change. Blessings, blessings, and blessings.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning, SKN. Ciao, bango!
Good morning, this is Carol from Lux Carnival, and I listen to Good Morning SKN.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. My apologies, I was so
That's
excited
okay.
for Hortensia.
Go ahead.
All right, so yesterday, February 21st, was globally acknowledged as International Mother Language Day, and this is a day aimed towards promoting linguistic and cultural diversity, as well as multilingualism or multilingualism. So, a lot of questions here. Obviously, first question is, and I think a lot of us might think that we know the answer to it, what is a mother language?
The language that you were basically born into, the language you learned from childhood until a certain stage of life, because there are other languages that you can learn once you get to that phase in your life. Because once you get to high school, or now I think they're teaching bits and pieces of French and Spanish in primary school, so yeah.
All right.
So our mother language would be English.
Or what we call the mother tongue.
Yes.
Because that's how we say it here locally,
Yes.
right? We don't go all formal with language. But for those of you who are more polished, feel free. It means the same thing. All right, and obviously we're going to get into a discussion of the origins of this day and even what the theme is, because there's a theme for 2023. Yes. And that theme is actually multilingual education or multilingual education, a necessity to transform education. Is that the case? I guess we could talk about it now.
Yeah.
Is that the case? Is that what's needed to transform the educational arena?
Somewhat, because it broadens your horizon. You don't have to stay in the country of your birth to pursue whatever dreams you may have. We had the young man on the show last week. He studied in Italy. Now,
yes.
if we teach Italian here, when he goes away, it's easy. The same thing with the exchange for the students that go to Cuba. If they learn Spanish fluently here, when they go to Cuba, they just slide right into their program as if, let's say, they got a scholarship in Paris and they learn French, fluently here, they slide into their courses. So it is important, it broadens your horizon, it gives you an advantage when you go to countries that does not speak your mother tongue, as you have rightfully said.
All right, and obviously we're going to be speaking later on, for those of you who check the program lineup, we're going to be speaking about the ICDF and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the Republic of China Taiwan scholarships. Yes. So that's after this segment, so stay tuned, everything seems to be connected today in that way.
Indeed, because you have to learn Taiwanese before you start your program.
All right.
So there we go once more. So it is necessary. Because if they decide they don't want to come back to St. Kitts, then they can stay there and work.
All right, so we're going right back to the top because I asked the question before, what is a mother language? You answered it. Cortense. It reads, a first language, native tongue, or mother tongue, as I said before, is the first language or dialect that a person has been exposed to from birth or within the critical period.
Yeah.
Right. So we know what our mother language or our mother tongue is here in these parts. We're going to proceed. Yes, something?
Go ahead, Jamie. I don't know.
I was going to say we're going to proceed now to the origins of the day. How did this day originate?
Yeah. It all started with a Bangladesh effort with the overarching goal of preserving and safeguarding its native languages. According to some estimates, 2,000 of the 6,700 languages spoken worldwide are spoken in India alone. And I think this day emerged on February the 21st, 1952, because they were, as they said, they were trying to preserve their local dialect as well. I think it's the Bengali and the Uru, if I'm saying it correctly. So I think 4 students actually died fighting for this cause.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, speaking of legacy, the legacy lives on.
Yes.
All right, so the theme, also mentioned before, bears repetition. 2023 theme, multilingual education, a necessity to transform education. Definitely a necessity to transform education, as you rightly said. I think it also breeds understanding that there are differences that abound all throughout the world, and so it's good to immerse ourselves in the culture and the language to get that, face-to-face contact.
Yes, and even here we have a growing population of those persons who come from the Dominican Republic. They speak Spanish, we speak English. Sometimes it's hard for them to communicate. Even with some of the Taiwanese population that we have here that have stores, you see they speak a lot of broken English because they're learning as they go along. As I say, vice versa. They came with English, they can slide in easy. We have Taiwanese, we can going easy. So, yeah.
I love to hear them with the broken English, though, with the dialect. I love to hear the accent. It's amazing, because when you're learning a new language, especially when I hear people speak it, it's like they have the accent of the place where they're immersed, right? Where they are. And they're hearing that. It's interesting, honestly. Sometimes I hear and I look and I go, is that coming from you? But that's just me.
Yes.
It's all fun.
As you said, especially when it's not your mother tongue or your dialect. So, yeah. So the importance of the mother tongue or learning a different, the theme, 2023 theme, on a worldwide scale, 40% of the population lack access to education in a language that can speak or understand. The UN observed that a language disappears every 2 weeks. Wow. Taking with it a complete cultural and intellectual history. That's a short time for a language to be disappearing.
Yeah, every 2 weeks. So it tells you, obviously, there are lots of languages. We talked about the numbers, basically. But the fact that it's disappearing, you're talking about the loss of culture. You're talking about the loss of intellectual history. Because if there are people who understand things in their language, and that language disappears, then they can't translate the meaning that they had to other people who don't understand. So this is a devastating fact.
Maybe that's why those students were fighting to maintain their local dialect, because we speak dialect as well, and I think that's a form of multilingualism. But to think that you just have to speak the standard language, because English is spoken in over, I think, 39 countries in the world, I think. But wow, to think that you have to lose your dialect. Wow.
Yeah. All right, so the importance and significance. To promote the importance of cultural and linguistic diversity in countries. And that's very important because not all of us have to be the same.
Yes.
We could be different, we could celebrate the differences, and we can learn about the culture, we can learn about the history, we can learn about the people and everything that informs who they are through a day like this. It really is good to sensitize us.
Because we all weren't born with the same language. We saw what happened back in the day when everybody got their tongue, their mother tongue. So it's, as you rightfully said, immersing yourself in the culture, learning something new. It's quite important. Why are many languages becoming extinct? The answer to this is globalization, colonization, and migration. But do you think persons normally forget their dialect or their language when they move to some place that speaks English or French or Spanish?
It's not that they forget, but if you don't have anybody to practice it with, and if you want to integrate so that you don't stand out like a sore thumb, then these things happen.
Oh.
And you might be forced by the environment anyway to abandon it just because nobody else is speaking it. You're in the minority.
Oh.
So these are some of the realities that people are facing.
Like the local Creole, in some countries like St. Lucia and Dominica, they're trying to ensure that this generation and generations to come learn the language so it can be preserved, because the young kids aren't interested in learning Creole. And I think it's an advantage, because if you wanted to say something about somebody, that'll be the perfect opportunity to say it in Creole when they only speak English. So.
Oh, really? Oh, is that how it goes? Okay. Usually I just think it and I don't say it.
Well, we know how that goes. Because for the average person that knows that we can't speak Spanish, where we go to them for something, and we doing something, they're talking over our heads and they're laughing. So you know you are the topic of their conversation.
So apparently, Hortensia just gave all of you a really good reason to learn another language or to embrace the dialect that nobody else understands. Preserve it.
Don't be surprised. Because I remember when I flew, I had an incident and they were saying something about me. When I answered them back in their mother tongue, they were shocked.
All good things.
So how is this day observed? Many awards, including the Lingui Pax Prize and the Yushke Award, the Yushke Heritage Award, are given to those who have excelled in language preservation and promotion of multilingualism.
Lingua Pax Prize. So people are recognized for the work that they do, and that's very important.
Preserving their language.
Yeah, has global implications.
Yeah. Now let's have a look at the video.
Amor.
De mukenumono.
Ani no tanumono.
Alakarayongo.
My mother tongue is actually Twinya Yomada.
In Yoruba, I say Inumidu Gidigo.
It's Nemien.
If you want to say it Swahili, basin Naraha.
Jacinda Emakeo. Translated to, if you're determined in all you do, you will succeed. This is just one of the proverbs in my native mother language, the Luo, which is among the 47 tribes in Kenya and the 2,000 languages in Africa. Now, how well do you know your mother tongue?
My favorite proverb in Luganda is Akwate Mpola, Atu Kawala. And in English, it means he who does not rush goes the farthest. In English,
it implies that a child that doesn't allow the mother to sleep, she too will not sleep.
My favorite proverb in Yoruba is Ile Obatojo Ewa Lobukun. It means that when something bad happens, a better one is coming.
We have to keep our culture. And one way of doing that is by ensuring that we keep our mother tongue.
Askagiro wonu banigo uroye filyo wonu banigo aigo nam jasabri ginam fanano be mal nu bagondo lirin nu bamalle kondor no bengo banyil walla ngongura fil inili kamo munna gisel korjabai munna.
We should not admire the foreign languages so much that we forget our culture and traditional languages.
Happy International Mother Language Day.
Happy International Mother Tongue Day.
Very interesting video, Hortensia.
Yeah. 2,000 native languages. What? That's nice.
And I didn't understand a word. Thanks for the translators. Thanks to the translators for that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. And it's important, and I like what the gentleman said, don't forget your language no matter where you go. So I guess when you call home, you speak that language to your family. So that's where you get your practice, because being out here, we don't speak it. You can't speak it to us. You only will speak standard English, and you will lose it, or you'll adapt some of our dialect as well.
Well, that's the thing. I hardly think that we'll go to standard English as our default. It's highly unlikely.
Yeah.
Highly unlikely.
Wow.
Really interesting video indeed. And the part about the importance of the culture how it competes, how the language competes with foreign languages that seem a little more glamorous, perhaps because media does that. You see, people speaking, you see the celebrities speaking a certain language, they're acting in movies and so on. It becomes attractive to you because you understand that, those things have global appeal. So you might want to emulate them, but at what cost? Do you want to lose your own language as a result? Do you think that, you should be bedazzled by foreign languages?
Yes. But a lot of the celebrities are multilingual. I know a few of them that are, and it's their benefit because they can act in both a movie of their mother tongue and an English movie.
Well, that's true as well.
But I guess you said everybody wants to emulate the stars. Yeah. Indeed.
All right. Well, we'll be back in a moment with more GMS scans. Stay tuned.
What will it take to grab the attention of someone with the power to make your dream come true? 7 hopeful entrepreneurs in search of the finances necessary to take their ideas to the next level.
This is their lives, right? This is their business.
4 savvy business owners ready to make a pragmatic investment.
You can't help people if you can't help yourself. First, you make the dollar and you give the dollar.
Why you take your business offline?
I really feel that you need to do a little bit more research.
Very knowledgeable. Super knowledgeable.
You have a great idea and a great concept. I think you'd be snapped up by Disney.
If you have a job someplace, it means that if something is not working, you can walk away.
Who will invest?
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Thank you. And who will be sent home with nothing? I am your host, Kevin Hope.
Yo, what up? It's your boy and Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moen Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good Morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
Yo, this is your boy Smiley of the Grandmasters Band, and you're watching GMSKN. Hey, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just make sure you're watching GMSKN. What up?
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. The 2023 Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of China Taiwan, the MOFA, and the Taiwan International Corporation and Development Fund, the ICDF, scholarship deadlines are just around the corner. This next interview seeks to offer clarity for future applicants, answering some of the most common questions. Welcome to Good Morning SKN, Mr. Jack Lee, Second Secretary at the Embassy of the Republic of China Taiwan in St. Kitts and Nevis, and Mistress Carol Body, Education Officer of the Ministry of Education. Good morning to you both, and welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Good morning.
Our pleasure indeed. So we're going to start right off the bat. When were these scholarships introduced to the Federation?
These scholarships they were introduced to the Federation many years ago. I think it's over 20 years now since our citizens have had the opportunity to apply for these scholarships.
Okay.
I know it doesn't show on my face, but education gets me really excited. And when we think about, the merit of scholarships, the fact that we're receiving scholarships, it's really a blessing. So thank you again for your work to that end. How have these scholarships changed throughout the years? Have there been more course offerings? Have more applicants been able to participate?
Well, both of us are fairly new to the program. I started in 2020, and Mr. Lee?
Yes, in 2021.
2021, okay.
Yes. But what I would have realized over the years is that more and more of our citizens are now given the opportunity to study in Taiwan. Okay. Prior, it was smaller numbers, like one digit, less than 10, who would have received those scholarships. Now we're in the two digits. We had as much as 14 persons who would have traveled to Taiwan in 1 year.
Nice.
Yes, so the numbers have increased.
And what areas are these scholarships offering, Mr. Lee? Would you know?
So a little bit difference between the MOFA Taiwan scholarship and the ICDF scholarship. So for the ICDF scholarship, each year there are about 30 programs provided by the partner university with the ICDF, and they are all conducted in English. So for example, this year, like over 30 programs are provided, and these programs include basically agriculture, international study, technology, computer science, healthcare, administration, journalism, and so on. Actually, you can go onto the embassy website to find a complete list of this year, and every year it will be a little bit different. So, but students looking to applying for the ICDF scholarship next year can take a look at the list this year for reference. The MOFA Taiwan scholarship, on the other hand, basically the students will study for the Mandarin, the language, for the first year when they are staying in Taiwan. And starting on their second year, they will basically they will apply for the undergraduate or master's or PhD programs from any degree programs in Taiwan. So they get to they get to choose, but those programs will be conducted in Mandarin, which is why they have to spend the first year learning the language first.
Well, hearing you explain that, that makes a lot of sense to me, that difference, because I'm seeing MOFA as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, so that's, to me, part of outreach, if I were to think of it, understanding of the language as well. Makes sense on that end. So what exactly is covered by these scholarships? Is it full tuition? Is it room and board? What is it?
Yes. So for the ICDF scholarships, the ICDF the scholarship the awardees are provided, of course, a round trip flight ticket to Taiwan, and also when they're in Taiwan, the ICDF will cover the tuition fee and the dormitory and the textbooks and the health insurance, and also the students will get a monthly allowance. For the MOFA, on the other hand, the MOFA scholarship students, when they are in Taiwan, they also get the round-trip ticket as well. And when they are in Taiwan, they are responsible for the expenses of their life in Taiwan. But they will get a monthly stipend, which is, of course, more than the monthly allowance in the ICDF. But because for MOFA, they will have to pay for their tuition, their accommodation, etc. But the monthly stipend will be more.
So now that we know the difference, which scholarship do you have the most persons applying for?
For both scholarship, I think over the years, both scholarship has a lot of applicants. Yeah. But just a little bit difference is that for the MOFA scholarship, each year, for example, last year we have seven recipients for a MOFA scholarship, and this year there will be 10 recipients. And for ICDF, on the other hand, it's a little bit different, because ICDF applicants, they will compete with all the other applicants from other countries from all over the world. So the actual recipients, at the end, is we're not sure about that. Okay. Yeah. So, but we would encourage the students, outstanding students, to have good academic performance. So you can have more opportunity to getting the scholarship when competing with the other applicants. Yes.
Fair enough.
If I may add, the question was which type do we get the most applications for? Normally it's MOFA. MOFA normally have sometimes 3 times as much applicants as ICDF. Reason being, even though persons would have to pursue 1 year of studies learning the language, MOFA tends to offer a wider variety of courses than ICDF. So normally we get more applications for the MOFA scholarship.
Okay, good stuff. And they're aware of the benefits of the scholarship as well?
Yes, they are.
Okay, all right.
And one of the benefits is that you learn a new language.
Yes.
And so you can share skills that you learn.
Certainly.
That's very exciting, even though it doesn't show on my face. All right. All right, so let's talk now about the process of applying to a Mandarin center. Is this mandatory? Applying to a Mandarin center?
Yes, it is mandatory once you are pursuing the MOFA scholarship, because like we said, you have to spend 1 year learning the language. You have a choice as to which Mandarin center you would want to apply to. At the Ministry of Education, we have a listing of several Mandarin or language centers, so the applicant can choose. They also dialogue with other kittians who are already in Taiwan for suggestions, because nothing is better than persons who are actually living the reality. So that's how they go about selecting centers.
What are some of the submission requirements, Mr. Lee, when you are applying for these scholarships?
for both scholarships, basically the students will apply to the education, and I think the required documents include of course the application form and a photocopy of their passport, and also 2 reference letters, and also the diploma and the transcript of their highest education. For example, as high school students, high school graduates, or associate degree students, they can apply for a bachelor's degree, and bachelor's degree holders can apply for master's, and master's degree holders can apply for the PhD programs.
All right, so I'm turning to you, Mrs. Badi. I know that you're new on the job, but when we talk about that breakdown of bachelor's to master's to PhD students, how do our numbers look for the application process? How have they looked in the past?
Okay, so over the years, last year, I think we had just 1 application for a PhD program. Normally, most of our applicants apply for bachelor's degree program. However, in 2020, I think it was, we had 2 persons who applied and were successful in getting the scholarship for PhD programs. So, and those areas are in the areas of health.
Oh, that's fascinating and all very exciting. All right, so obviously we've talked about the most popular programs pursued. Let's talk about acclimating the students to Taiwan. Obviously it's a new culture. How familiar are you with that process of what happens with the students once they arrive in Taiwan? What happens to them?
When the students get to Taiwan, want to keep in close contact with the international offices in their universities or the program managers over there. So they are all very experienced and willing to help the students over there, so they can consult them about whether it's at their academic area or their daily lives over there.
All right, well, we'll talk about that and so much more when we come back from this break. So more Good Morning SKN in a moment. Stay tuned.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We're speaking with Mr. Jack Lee, Second Secretary of the Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan, and St. Kitts and Nevis, and Mrs. Carol Badi, Education Officer of the Ministry of Education. So we're talking all about the MOFA and the ICDF scholarships. And obviously what we want to talk about now are some of the guidelines, some of the things that the public would like to know as to perhaps how they can apply and what to look forward to, what to expect. What can you tell us about those?
Okay, so each applicant is expected, let me start first with MOFA. So if someone is applying for the MOFA scholarship, he or she would be encouraged to collect a brochure from the Ministry of Education. Even though the information is online, we do encourage persons to collect the brochure from the ministry because it contains a whole lot of information, the application process, the documents that are required, and it gives a little history about the scholarship itself. So persons would be encouraged to complete the application form. It's online and the link is inside the brochure. So you complete the application form and then you bring the relevant documents, as Mr. Lee would have said early on, your transcript and certificates, the photocopy, the photo page of your passport is also included, 2 letters of recommendation, and am I missing anything? Okay, I think that's basically it.
Okay.
You also have to present proof that you would have applied to a Mandarin center. And once you have all of those documents, you bring them to the ministry, actually to my office, and I'll ensure that they are certified by our registrar. And then the applicant is responsible for taking them to the embassy so that they can be authenticated.
Okay. So you must apply to a Mandarin center even before considering getting a scholarship from MOFA?
Yes, because you need that evidence that you would have applied, because if you wait until you know for certain that you have received the scholarship, it would be too late then to apply to the Mandarin Center. Hence, the scholarship would be of no use to you.
Okay, understood.
So, just like Mrs. Baldi just said, for MOFA scholarship, students will when they are applying for the scholarship, at the same time they will have to approach the Mandarin Center and then get the admission or the receipt of the application. Okay. For ICDF, on the other hand, the student will also have to, when they are applying for the scholarship, they will have to contact the school and follow the school's instruction to complete the application process for the degree program. And so that's the thing that they have to keep in mind. They have to do that when they are applying for the scholarship at the same time.
Well, it's a lot of useful information. Can you remind us about the deadlines for the scholarships? Deadlines are things that people don't want to miss at all, especially if you're thinking about participating.
Okay, so the deadline, the initial deadline for ICDF is actually today. Wow. However, we have given an extension of 1 week, so the ICDF deadline is now the 1st of March. So persons who wish to apply have not yet completed the process. You have a few more days. The deadline is the 1st of March for ICDF applications, and we will not go beyond that because this is the extended deadline. For MOFA's deadline was the 1st of March, and we will now extend it to the 8th of March. So both, we have 7 extra days in which persons can use to apply.
I don't know if anybody else is like me, but I'm inclined to mix up the dates. And the one thing that I heard you say that was common is March 1st. So do everything by March 1st if you can. Indeed. That way you'll be sure.
Okay, so March 1st, that's the deadline for ICDF application. And for MOFA, it's the 8th of March.
And I'll be dead after that.
And indeed. So if you're interested, do it now. How many persons are normally accepted for both scholarships from St. Kitts and Nevis?
Well, like Mr. Lee said, the numbers aren't fixed.
Okay.
Okay, so they change from year to year. But last year we had 14 persons who received scholarships. I think it was 4 for ICDF and
so for the MOFA this year, there will be 10 recipients, and for the ICDF, just like Mrs. Vadi said, last year there was 4, and like we said, because there is a competition basically when the embassy received the list from the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, we will not do any selections. We will refer that back to Taiwan, and then there is the scholarship committee in Taiwan will perform the selection process. And for MOFA, this year we're looking at 10 recipients, and for ICDF, because they will have to compete with all the other applicants from other countries. So we don't know that yet. But the final result will usually be announced from Taiwan around June or July.
All right.
So enough time to get your affairs in order, say your goodbyes, and have fun for a nice 5-year journey, perhaps. 4 to 5 years in Taiwan. All right, each applicant can only apply for one program at a time, but you can accept multiple applications from the same applicant. Is that how it works?
No.
So you have to make your mind up.
Yes, you do.
Wow.
So you'll have to decide which scholarship you're going to apply for, be it ICDF or MOFA.
Okay. And which is the most popular program pursued in either MOFA or ICDF?
Well, for ICDF, persons tend to favor courses in agriculture. Okay. Yes, and for MOFA, we would have had quite a few persons who would have applied for architectural programs.
Okay, that's fascinating, because to me, you're running the gamut. It's like anything, basically, and it's paid for. That's really exciting.
Exactly.
What about international relations? Have you had anybody to do that recently? Okay, not sure. I'll do my research, don't worry. I'll find out. And then we can have this conversation again. This is all very exciting. In your role as education officer, Mrs. Badi, obviously you've dealt with students of many different ages. You've dealt with your parents. How important is the scholarship offering to you as an extension of the ministry, and also to St. Kitts and Nevis parents that you've dealt with the students?
Well, it is always good when people tend to pursue learning at a higher level, and it's even more rewarding when it's free. Okay. What I do find happen in a lot of cases is that there are parents who are coming in seeking the information for their children. Okay. And sometimes it's the parents who I see more than the applicant. Okay. I normally would see some of the applicants when it's time for them to come and sign the authentication form, right? But I find the parents are really involved. They are excited for their children, and I'm really excited for them. I try to do as much as I can to assist these persons, and normally they are very young persons, 19 onwards. Okay. But they are really happy, and because it is a very competitive scholarship, right? When persons are disappointed because they are not successful, they would come and ask why. And I try to explain it as best as possible. Sometimes there are no real answers because it's competitive. So even though you may have, you'll be qualified, but there are other persons who were more qualified than you. I do encourage them to try again. And some persons have done that and were successful on the second or the third try. Okay. But yes, I am just as elated as the recipients and the rest of their families when they are successful.
Just before we go, you mentioned 19. Is that the age you can apply for the scholarship? Or what about someone that would have been a star student? They're out of school at 16 and they intend to go to Taiwan. Are they allowed?
No, you have to be 18 years or older.
Okay.
Yes.
That would be on pause for 2 years. It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Okay.
So any final words of encouragement or information that you want to impart to our public before we let you go?
I think I'll go first and then allow Mr. Lee to go after. I want to encourage persons, prospective applicants, So you are thinking of applying for a Taiwanese scholarship, please visit the office early. These applications open annually in January. So my advice to persons who are thinking of applying to visit the Ministry of Education in November or December and start the conversation, because sometimes there are some hurdles you have to overcome. And if you start the process early, you'll be able to overcome these challenges and ensure that you have a chance of applying and receiving the scholarship.
And Mr. Lee?
Just like Mrs. Valley just said, we would encourage the students who are interested in applying for the scholarship to start your preparation early, and you can go onto the website of the embassy to take a look at the information for this year's scholarship, so you have a knowledge of what's going to happen next year, and you can approach the schools you're interested, to do some research and prepare the documents needed for the application earlier.
I like that.
It's been a pleasure talking with you. The excitement I see has gone this way. That's great. Showing on your face. Very exciting news. Thank you so much for your work, and looking forward to having further discussions with you as the scholarship offerings continue.
Thank you very much.
Our pleasure. More Good Morning SKN in a moment, everyone. Stay tuned.
It's Infused Friday.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
Good morning. This is Karen of Paris and support from Paris Vermont. I want to encourage y'all to sign on to Good Morning SKN every morning from 8 to 10 at Studio 327. Thanks.
Yo, this is your boy Smiley of the Grandmasters Band, and you're watching GMSKN. Hey, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just make sure you're watching GMSKN. What up?
All right, welcome back to Good Morning SKN. ASMR, Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, is a tingling sensation that usually begins on the scalp and moves down to the back of the neck and upper spine. Ooh, it's tingling. Can you feel it? It's described as a static-like or goosebump sensation in response to specific triggering audio or visual stimuli. Well, this sounds all very interesting. To loosen up today, as if, right, with the tingling, to loosen up today, we'll be rating some different types of ASMR videos. So if you care to, leave us a comment below letting us know if you find any of these videos satisfying, engaging, whatever it is, or maybe even tingling. Do you enjoy these videos, Crescencia?
They've been popping up in my feed. Some of them I do, and some of them I actually feel it tingling. There's one I was listening to actually yesterday that had, they said these are songs to sleep, and it was just crawling my skin, as you would say in local dialect.
Wow.
But the hairs on my skin was going to, because the sounds were weird. The lady was running like a mic over a skateboard, but it wasn't a skateboard. It was a board that resembles a skateboard. It had various ridges, and so it was sounding weird.
So you're responding to the frequency. I'm wondering if it's high-pitched or necessarily low-pitched or whatever. We'll find out.
Indeed, we will. Even people opening packages is ASMR.
Really?
These days, yeah, because I guess the plastic, yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, unzipping of the bags, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All very fascinating.
All of that.
Let's take a look.
I guess this is where we get ocean songs from when we listen to sleep CDs or sleep audio.
No idea.
Yeah, it's burning my skin already.
This is relaxing. This is relaxing. Listen, I feel like I've been biased in a way because I know what the videos are geared to do. I'm looking for that sensation, which either means that I will find it just because I'm looking, or I probably will imagine that I've experienced it when I haven't. So I don't know. Maybe it's different for different people. I really don't know.
Yeah. The playing with the sand, and it sounds like the ocean. So as you said, it's very relaxed.
It does sound pleasant. It sounds more pleasant than the dogs barking at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Dogs have to bark to alert you that someone's out there doing something wrong.
Sounds more pleasant than the cock. More pleasant than the cock crowing. Yeah.
He's telling you
3 o'clock in the morning.
wake up.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to.
That's an ASMR sensation that just be like, shut up. You see, like how most people like pretend like they throw shoes at the animal. But yeah.
Wow.
This one is weird, very weird to me. You'll see what I mean.
Oh, so
the first one I will say yay.
Sorry.
It was very soothing.
What are we reading? Are we reading the tingling sensation, or are we reading the sound? Like, is it relaxing? Because I was waiting for it to go down my spine. It really didn't send shivers down my spine, right? So, okay, it's relaxing. That's what we're reading.
The ocean. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm waiting for that shivering experience.
You're going to get it.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Ooh. I don't understand why you want to cut up a good bar of soap. How am I going to bathe with this soap now?
Okay, that just looks like red onion. It's terrible. You guys see the pumpkin in the end? I'm sorry.
That's making my teeth, that's sending sensation to my teeth, making my lower teeth hurt.
I don't know if I have a high threshold for these sorts of things. I really don't have any reaction to it.
What?
I think it's a little noisy, to be honest with you. So this is a nay for me. It wasn't necessarily
relaxing.
I like the
feeling in my teeth.
Really? Okay, I don't know.
It's making my teeth edge, you know when they say that? Like you eat something extremely sour and then you have the sensation. Yeah, that's what the soap's doing to me.
I don't know, I guess if you've been accustomed to working in noisy environments where people are screaming all the time, it's really, it doesn't do it. It doesn't send the tingles down your spine.
This one doesn't work. Let's see if the other one will work. I watched one where a guy ate everything hot. He ate everything hot.
I cannot look at these things the same way. Why did you do this to me? Like, seriously, whose idea was this? Wow. Are you kidding? Whenever I hear that sound now, oh, I'm scarred for life. Are you, this is how they make these sounds? I'm gonna be like, is somebody eating something? Is that how this is going? Wow.
Some people get peace, relaxation.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't rate it. While it was relaxing, you know, in terms of the audio, visually, it was. So can I rate them both? Like, seriously.
No, I didn't like the chewing sound, so yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't know.
My favorite SMR sound would be rain. I hear rain and I just instantly go to this place of peace. I want to cuddle up in my bed and I want to sleep. So that is my favorite sound.
Yeah, it keeps the chicken away. Yeah.
Listen, the chicken still crows to the rain because if it's 4:30 in the morning, you best believe them boys scrolling through wherever they are.
Oh, really?
Wet or dry.
I'm just saying that those of you who grew up in St. Kitts and Nevis appreciate the expression wet down foul. That's really where I'm going with this, right? The imagery of this thing.
Why do we tell each other as humans in St. Kitts, you look like a wet down fowl? Come on, we don't have feathers. We wet down, but we don't look like a fowl.
Listen,
oh well.
The world will never know. It's one of those things.
I don't like this sound.
I think I've listened to this guy before. I just thought it was rain.
But even the initial rain, which I said I love, but the first sound, he's gonna make me want to go to the loo. Because he's gonna tell me like I have too much water in my body. But I like the rain. I like the rain. So I like the rain.
Wow.
But I don't like the shaking of the bottled water. Because you know when you really want to go sometimes and your friends are willful and they have the bottled water and be like, yeah, I have some friends like that.
All right, so that's going to be our new cue to commercial break, okay? Somebody shake a bottle of water for her.
No.
That's it. It'll mean that she has to go, right?
No.
Honestly. No, that was relaxing. It actually was kind of relaxing.
I like the rain. I just don't like the bottled water shaking. Ooh. No, that's doing something to my neck. I'm feeling the spine thing. I don't like that. That's weird.
I'm not feeling anything.
Ooh, maybe that's annoying.
I'm not. Are you kidding? This is so relaxing. This is incredibly relaxing.
That's annoying.
If you lived where I lived when I was overseas and had to do the things that I had to do with noise in my background, these are the kind of things that enabled me to focus. So honestly, yeah. I had to block out a lot of things.
I like the feeling. I'm ready to do it. You know when you get the shivering thing that you want to do? I'm trying to control my body. I don't like it. No. Neck fry.
Wow.
No, them gloves sound weird. I had some because they're shovel gloves. They're exfoliating gloves. I don't ever rub them together. I use one hand. I don't like, no.
It's supposed to be relaxing. Apparently it's not, so hey.
Relax when you use one hand. The rubbing them together. Okay. Oh.
If I didn't see what she was doing, I'd probably be like, yay. And even now, I'm seeing it. I'm just like, you know, I can turn a blind eye to it.
It sounds like she's combing too hard. So that's not a good sound for me.
Yeah, but you're supposed to. Okay, when you're listening to these things, are you actually looking at them to see what they're doing? Is this what it is?
And that's the thing we don't know because,
not really.
As I said, when they come on the CDs to relax you, you don't know. But when you see it, it's a different vibe. It's weird.
No, that's fine. I'm cool with that. That's okay.
I can hear the foam. So,
That's fine.
No. You said, I say nay. You say yay? Okay. Nay. Don't let me see the sounds.
Don't let you see the sound?
Yeah.
This is so
funny. Don't let me see the sound. Let me hear it. Yeah.
So apparently when you're experiencing these sensations, some people report pleasant feelings of relaxation or calm. That's quite fascinating. What did I experience? I guess I was waiting for the tingling. I'm sorry you guys disappointed me. You know, that saying when you have expectations and you get disappointed? This is like it for me because I'm waiting for that spine tingling feeling and I'm not getting it. Did you guys get it?
Spine tingling feeling. They were hurting my shoulder. They edged my teeth.
Wow.
Yes, and I got goosebumps. I was trying to show you the goosebumps, but then I realized you can't. But,
if you guys were to turn down the AC, like seriously, or rather turn, I probably would have been shivered, right? Shivered, right?
I love being freezy. I love being freezy.
Wow. No.
When I run the AC at home, I run it in the lowest, and then my husband's looking like, "What's wrong with you? I'm cold." And be like, "No, I'm not. I'm good."
Nah, sorry. There is absolutely no tingling. I feel disappointed, to be honest with you. It's like, you know, wow. I don't even know how to explain
Maybe
this.
you got to listen to some more at home.
Maybe I don't know. I'm waiting for it. You know, like when people set things up, it's like this description. You're gonna experience that tingling at the back of your spine. It's gonna be so great. It's like, yeah, the movie reviews. It's like, yeah, this is gonna be one to watch, and it's just like, this is what it is for me. I'm sorry. Maybe I need to watch others. I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
that's what I'm telling you. So experience some more, and then you can.
Yeah, but still, I won't shiver. No, there'll be no tingling.
But you can't.
I know myself.
You can't knock it till you try it.
No, there'll be no. I've tried it.
All right.
Even today on live television, that there'll be no tingling.
All right.
All right. Well, we'll be back in a moment. I won't tingle in the other segment either. No worries. Back in a moment with more GMS scans. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
Good morning, SKN. Wagwan. Yo,
It's Bensley had coming to you live from Jamaica. You see it go already, see me. See me, I say Caribbean people stand up and I love this. This show is very important. You understand me? Yeah, man. Studio 327. Bensley, it's a big up. See me, I say. I'm the whole innocent crew. Yeah, man. More love.
Bloom is a local baking business that offers a wide range of delicious baked goods. Owner Cassandra McCoy is here to tell us how she discovered her love for the art of baking. Good morning, Cassandra, and welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure indeed. So when did you discover your love for baking?
It was about in 2013. Okay. So we've been doing this for a while. And it basically came from seeing my grandma, my mom, my auntie in the kitchen. I was never really drawn to it until one day in 2013 where I started seeing floral cupcakes. That's where it really started. Just cupcakes that were designed to look like flowers. And I was really drawn to that. So I was like, ooh, I can do that. And so we started in 2014 with our first Valentine's being a floral bouquet. And from there, it just skyrocketed.
So what about flowers?
Roses, any type of flowers. It's just beautiful.
Okay.
And it's one thing to have a flower, but it's another thing to can eat it.
Right? I like that.
So yeah.
Because we can't eat flowers.
No.
I was joking around before you got here about the name because I see that there were different M's in it.
Right.
And so I was even playing around with you earlier about Bloom.
Yeah.
But hearing you talk about flowers.
You see how it's connected.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that, how you came up with the name.
Yeah. So it took me a while to really see what I wanted to name it, make sure there weren't any others like it. Don't want to get sued now. And how I can bring it all together. So, like I said, I started with cupcake bouquets. And so Bloom it was actually Bloom Cupcakes before, but then we started doing so much other things. I rebranded in about 2019. And I had so many customers by then, I didn't want to take away the Bloom. So we had to reconstruct it. Thank you to Yasu, that's my friend who sat down with me and actually helped me to, okay, we can just keep it and just add 2 M's, and we had them below, and then we was like, why don't we raise them so it could be like, yes. And that's that. So we say Bloom, but the M's really have a meaning like yummy.
I gotta say, I tried my own thing. I was joking around with you, and I got a good rating from Cassandra, by the way, for my Bloom.
Yeah.
Close
All right. All right. So we know 2019 was the big year. We were all preparing for 2020.
Yes.
How hard was your business hit in 2020 when we had the pandemic?
Actually, it was not hit hard. I know that's shocking, right? But 2020 actually birthed the cake aspect. So, like I would have said before, it was always Bloom Cupcakes because we never did cakes. So it was strictly cupcakes, which I don't think we have here. Somebody who just works on cupcakes alone. So I had different things like a cupcake cake. So it was cupcakes, but it would look like a whole cake and you just pull them away. Yeah. So I was just focused on cupcakes. And then 2020 came and I was like, well, I have some time on my hand. So let me try the cakes. And so we did that almost every day. We worked on cakes. And that's how we started moving into other things. Believe it or not, people found their way through policemen to get their cakes. To get their cakes. So actually it wasn't hit very hard, you know. They assisted, I guess. They didn't want people to be home all sad. So friends here and there would come and they would, once they had permission to be on the road, they would come and they would pick up the cupcakes. Even the workers, the policemen, people who were allowed to be on the road, they found their way to me safely.
Oh yeah.
Indeed.
I saw your work on the monitor just now. I hate people like you. So creative, honestly. It's like, oh my gosh, everything that I see is just so very creative. Let's talk about the most interesting and perhaps even the most difficult design that you've had to create.
Oh,
this sounds good.
It's a lot. I would say it was my very first peacock cake. So it was, remember, I'm sort of new to cakes. Now I'm a bit more seasoned, but I think this was last year. So I was new still, 2022, just 2 years in, and I had a two-tier peacock cake. And the peacock, you can find it on my social media somewhere. I had to make the peacock from fondant and then all those petals. I'm sure you have seen it probably on the internet. The peacock is on top and it has all the feathers coming down the side of the cake.
What I think, now that you speak of it, I think I would have seen
Very
it.
intricate, very time-consuming, and it was a challenge. It was all fondant, and we are in a hot place, so it was very challenging. Then I had to drive that all the way to the Marriott. So that was the most difficult, but we did it, and we executed it, and she loved it. So yeah.
Great.
Nice.
And the bird didn't fly the coop, so.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, well, I want to know. You started with cupcakes. Was it because cupcakes were easier to do?
Not necessarily easier, it's just what my heart wanted to do. So I tend to go for things that I'm passionate about. I was not passionate about the whole cakes. I don't know why. People say all of them is cakes, so what? But for me, it was deeper.
Okay.
And at one point, I was even advertising as just all small things. You know, just anything small, I can do it. So I was doing the cake pops. Anything tiny was me until COVID said, no, you need to expand. And so we're here.
Nice.
So it's not about the easiest. It's just what my heart feels like.
Wow. Yeah. I see milkshakes. Perfect.
Yes.
Shooters.
Yes.
Wow. A milkshake is not a cake.
No, it's not. That's why we're Bloom now.
Oh, look, the peacock, Jamie.
Yes. See, you found it.
Yes.
Right?
I would have seen that. I would have seen that.
It was so hard.
Yeah.
Wow.
All fondant.
Wow. Amazing. I love the colors too.
Oh, I wonder who got to eat his bodies.
I don't know.
Cute. Nice.
Yeah. Super nice.
How many hours did that take you?
A lot.
Okay.
Yeah, but who's counting, right?
Who's counting? It was a lot.
I know.
Like day before started type of hours.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I said earlier that I didn't like you. I'm going to give you a chance to redeem yourself. I don't like your creativity right now.
Boy.
I hate people like you. So some people say that if someone can bake, they can't cook. Someone can cook, they can't bake. I'm giving you an opportunity to redeem yourself, Chrysanta. Are you equally good at the kitchen? Tell me no. Tell me no.
I am. I am.
Where's redemption?
I am.
I'm joking around.
I'm sorry. I grew up around a lot. I'm very family oriented. So I always had my aunts, my cousins, my grandma, my mom. There's no way I can't cook.
Any family
There's
recipes?
no way. I'm not gonna share.
Not that you should share, but are they infused in Bloom in any way?
No. But I created Bloom recipes from scratch, if that means anything. Like, I had a period in 2013 where I had many phases of testing. Even started with some box cakes just to feel texture. Didn't sell the box cakes, but to learn textures, to learn taste, to learn what makes a cake fluffy versus dense. If I didn't have one ingredient, what can I use to substitute? So I actually did like a lot of research. It was a whole teaching experience. And then I just mixed everything that I had learned and made my own recipe. So I'll trademark that soon.
Okay. So before we go, can I suggest that you worked for somebody before 2013?
Oh, yeah, I did.
How easy was the transition to entrepreneurship?
It was not easy in terms of the doubts.
Okay.
That's the hardest part. So I was with the St. Kitts electricity company for about 7 years. So I was doing Bloom all when I was working. And then I think I left in 2016 or 17. And everybody was like, you sure you want to leave us? And I was like, I gotta just do it. And that's what I tell people, just do it. You'll never know unless you try. So I had the customers, I had some financial backing from my family. So all while working, I was buying my mixes out of my paycheck. So, going into the full time, it wasn't as hard as some people now have to go and get loans. I was already like a foot in. Right. So it was hard because at that point I was paying rent and I was like, well, what if one cake sells for the whole month? What am I going to do? But it was not like that. It was very good. We're still here today, going strong. So just do it.
I like that. Just do it.
Might I suggest an umbrella cupcake or a cake next so it doesn't rain on your parade? Might I suggest that? All right, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back to continue this discussion and to even see. I think we're going to see or taste something. Aren't
Yes,
we?
yes.
Okay, great. So more with Cassandra in a second.
No cash, no card, no problem. Jad, embrace the freedom.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
各位朋友，大家好. Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. You are seeing triplicate. That's great, right? Because we are standing because we're about to taste what Cassandra McCoy, owner of Bloom, has brought for us to sample. So Cassandra, why don't you do the honors? Tell us what you have here today.
We have a new product that's called a bento cake.
New product, you say?
Yes.
So you're launching it with us?
Yes.
Oh, that's
yes,
so
I
sweet.
actually started it just this week, and I was like, okay, I have to feature this today. Okay, so a bento cake is, I know it's in a crate, and you may like, that's a bit tacky, but this is actually how it's supposed to be served. It's a personalized cake just for 1 to 2 persons.
Okay.
And this originates from Chinese, Korean, and bento means convenient. So it's just a convenient piece of cake. When I had it this week, everybody was like, what's a bento cake? Thinking it was some special type of cake, but it's just a cake that's small. Okay. So it's between 4 to 6 inches, and it serves 1 to 2. You get it in whatever flavor. It's pretty great for last minute. If you have a birthday today, you call Bloom and we can have it ready in no time, opposed to a big cake. And so people are loving it.
So what flavor bento cake do
we have? A vanilla today for you guys to taste.
I love it.
Then I have.
Wow.
Ew.
Oh, no. This is not the one.
I didn't know.
It is.
Are you kidding me, Cassandra?
Thank you.
Yes.
Wow.
I swear I didn't look when she opened it.
The label, right. Good Morning SKN. We got that, right? Because we're about to destroy it.
Yes. So I don't even want to cut it now.
So sometimes when you have a birthday, we just put a nice happy birthday. We put a spackle on the top, and you can have your own little celebration.
Yeah, there's a little bit of bling here. I can see that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So for Tetsuya.
Do they honor?
Yes, please. You
I don't
just
want to cut
dive
it.
in. Just dive in.
You don't want to cut the cake.
I don't want to spoil the SK.
You're like that card that I read, right? You can't have your cake and eat it too. You're Edith, right?
Yay.
Oh man. Okay, because I didn't want to spoil the SK.
It doesn't come with a fork though. And a knife comes with a fork, but
oh, I see. So
yeah, you just dig in.
Corsanda wants us to get messy on air. Corsanda, why would you do this to us?
Just dig in.
Wow.
That was to be eaten.
All right, so while we're eating and talking, and preferably not in that order, tell us about the Fragments of Love.
The Fragments of Love by Zoo and Friends. Tazu is actually a friend of mine, and so we are usually a part of his team. He hires us, and this year we were just like, you know what, we're going to sponsor. Thank you for always having us. So we're going to fully sponsor our treats. So we had cupcakes, we had cookies, we had cheesecakes, we had brownies, and they were off the chain. I actually got a lot of orders from those. Wow. Everybody was afterwards, everybody was like, those were the best cookies I ever tasted. And so, yeah, it's always good to be at events.
That's
definitely.
great. That was the acoustic night. I'm glad that you got
it
publicity.
was amazing.
Okay. What is one of the most unique requests you would have had from a customer?
In terms of flavor or?
In terms of making anything cakey.
Oh, I know. That would be Inote. Inote came to me. I forgot his last name. Inanga. He comes to me, I should say, regularly, usually every year, to create his daughter's birthday cakes. Sure. And last year, he wanted a cake designed like a cat. And I know I said a cat, but it's not a usual cat. And it turned out to be the logo of his daughter's
so that's a Stuffy cat.
Stuffy cat.
Right.
The Stuffy cat. Okay. So I was like, okay, Inote. Okay, we can do it. So we took on the job and he loved it. I think it's somewhere on my page as well. I'm not sure. But it's this cartoony looking, it's like a cat face, not a full body cat. So we made that, we carved it out, we did the fondant. And he was blown away when he saw it. He was like, that's why I chose you.
Yeah, you guys.
So that was very, 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 what are you doing?
Keep talking, it's fine. Ignore me.
I didn't give you
You didn't taste
your
it?
flowers on the cake. Jimmy, don't you see what I have left there? I've been eating cake. I tasted the cake twice.
Thank you.
It was lovely.
Guys, I never do this. Like, you never double dip.
He never does that.
I never do this. I'm doing this.
I'm the foodie.
Yeah.
He's very reserved. So to see that he's gone for a second piece, and he didn't mess up the Good Morning SKN, guys. I love it.
I just want you guys to keep talking so I can eat. I'm not going to be on camera eating with my mouth, you know. Anyway, the Valentine's Day special.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
That was a huge success. This year we had, I won't say the most orders we've ever had, probably the second most. So I started like days in advance. Preparations were like days in advance. And so we had a deadline for you to come and make your payments just because we needed to have our preparations done right. We are home-based. We don't have a store location since COVID. I heard you mentioning the milkshakes earlier. That was when we had our location at the Bird Rock Food Court.
Oh, so you no longer do the milkshakes?
We do them, but only on request. We don't really put it out there.
Okay.
Because we are home-based, and so that meant space was also a bit limited. So we had a lot of planning, a lot of tables, a lot of boxes created ahead of time just to make sure the day was perfect. This year I actually wanted to not be on my feet until 7 p.m. on Valentine's Day. So I made sure that the day went smoothly and I was out of the kitchen by, I think, 4.
Oh, look at you. 3 hours.
You know,
earlier.
everybody picked up on time. Congratulations. Yeah. That's a big factor to me. Everybody was timely. There was like, I'm on my way since in the morning. I was like, perfect, I'm ready for you. Come. So it was a huge success. We had our signature product, of course, the cupcake bouquets. Yes. And this year we added a little light. So it was like an LED light with I love you. That's it right there, the Be Mine in the center. Yes. So we actually did 3D roses as well to make it look so realistic.
Exactly.
Yes. And so we had those. We had the rosette hat. We usually have that regularly as well. Everybody was in love with the Drunk in Love, you know, a little wine and cupcakes.
So which one sell the most?
The Drunk in Love.
Okay.
The Drunk in Love sold the most, and then the Be Mine.
Okay.
So
nice.
Yeah.
The Drunk in Love, let's go. What was in it?
It was 6 cupcakes, a wine or cider, and some goodies like chocolate marshmallow fillers in the box.
I really wanted to know what would make me drunk. That's all.
So the cupcakes didn't contain alcohol per se?
No.
Okay.
They chose their flavor, just regular cupcakes, designed, of course, in a Valentine's Day theme. Okay. 6 of them, as you see. And yeah, it was great. I'm always looking forward to Valentine's Day and Mother's Day.
Okay.
Mother's Day is awesome. Yeah.
So you said we. So I'm gonna assume, how many employees do you have?
I only have me, but I am a business.
Okay.
So I like to say we as in blue.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
I do have assistants when I have big events. So I have an assistant baker and I have someone to go with me to the event to stay with me, unload packages, but they're not employed by Bloom. They're just helpers.
Oh,
all right. Do you have a volunteer tester, if you taster, just putting it out there, you know? All right. So you took your products to St. Martin in November.
Yes.
Talk about that for a bit.
I was actually born in St. Martin.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, you're St. Martiner.
Yes.
Nice.
That's home away from home. Okay. So I have family there. And my aunt was a baker there. She still is a baker, but she migrated to the US and she left all her tools. Ooh. So I was like, can I come occupy your space, your tools, and do that? And so I took the opportunity to go and expand. It was the first time. I would say it was a success, but not a huge success because this is the first time. They don't know who I am, so there was a lot of questions about, who is this lady? Why is her cake so pricey? Because they're more accustomed to bakery cakes than in St. Kitts. We don't like bakery cakes. You're right. No. We come to the locals, but they're fully bakery cakes. So they had more questions about why should I buy this from scratch cake, etc. But it was nice. It was a pleasure. I'm definitely going back. The kitchen awaits me. I left some tools there as well. So I'm definitely going back to see if they would be more accepting the next time.
Well, you know, we're carried in St. Martin television, so I don't know if you have a date in mind where you want to tell them that you're coming back. If not,
St. Martin?
Yeah.
I'm coming back.
All right.
Right. So if someone wanted to order cake, how do they get in contact with you?
Okay, so we're on Facebook and Instagram. We're on 869 to go. So you just send us a DM or on WhatsApp and we book you. On 869 to go, you don't have to contact me. All the products are there. You just go ahead and pick what you like, customize it in the notes, and it's passed on to me. Really
do I
easy.
have to pay a deposit before I get my cake?
Yes. For some cakes, like the actual cakes, it's always a yes, because after I put Jeremy on that cake, I can't just sell it to Steve. Okay. So I always request deposits for cakes, but if you wanted 6 cupcakes, you can pay when you pick up, because in the event you don't pick up, I can always resell it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
By the way, you got my name wrong on that one, but it's okay. I forgive you. Christina, thank you so much for coming.
Got a lot of those.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming by. It's been a pleasure. You know. Yeah, you're leaving this one.
Yes, I am.
Okay, awesome.
Yes, I am.
That's for cake.
All right, we'll be back in a moment with more Good Morning SKN. Stay tuned.
You're welcome, huh?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings, and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
Yo, what up? It's your boy and Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moen Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN and the segment of Motivating Factor. We will be sharing our thoughts on a video from Motivation US entitled, You Can Be a Hero Too. So it's not just, relegated to Superman or Batman and Robin. You can be a hero too, right? Yep. Yeah. All right, let's take a look.
เขาจะได้อะไร ถ้าเขาทำแบบนี้ทุกวัน เขาจะไม่ได้อะไรเลย ไม่ได้รวยขึ้น ไม่ได้ออกทีวี ไม่มีใครรู้จัก ไม่ได้มีชื่อเสียงที่มากขึ้น
เ
ราะสิ่งที่เขาได้คือได้แค่ความรู้สึกได้เห็นความสุขได้เข้าใจได้ความรักได้ในสิ่งที่เงินซื้อไม่ได้ได้โลกที่สวยงามกว่าเดิมในชีวิตคุณอะไรคือสิ่งที่คุณต้องการมากที่สุด
ไทยประกันชีวิตเชื่อในความดี
I told you little stuff like that break my heart.
Huh? Really? Okay.
Yeah, like my heart just twists up inside and it just feels gushy. And sometimes the tears come out. So guys, yes, I was beginning to cry. Especially when I saw the little girl call out to her mom. And she actually had on the clothing. Because remember, sometimes people ask for money to do certain things and they don't. So it was sweet that he too see that, okay, I gave this money for a good cause.
Yeah, definitely so. And all I have to say, my initial thought watching the video, he's a great guy. Of course, there's no way that dog was going to get my chicken. Let's be honest.
He learned to share his chicken with the dog because the first time he gave him the whole one. And then the next time he gave him, he shared with him. He gave him two?
He had two. So I guess one was for him and one was for the dog. Or the dog got two.
So
he got a friend. I was joking with you about his giving the dog the kind of chicken that were live that the dog clearly is now associated with because he's in your...
No, the dog has fancy taste. Cooked
I'm sorry.
chicken.
Yeah, cooked
I don't
chicken.
want anything raw.
There you go. But seriously, this thing about being a hero to the concept of, you know, doing something that not very many people notice, but you're doing it just to impact a life, just to do something positive, not even a life, say, of, you know, a person, but the plant, giving it water, doing stuff like that. It's really simple, isn't it?
Yeah. And we spoke about legacy, I think, at the beginning of the week, and to see that when he passes on, he's going to have a good legacy because somebody's going to say, oh, let's say his name is Jack. If Jack was here, he would have helped me push the cart up. If Jack was here, he would have given me a little money. If Jack was here, he would have pushed that plant to get some water when it's raining, you know? And the dog might even look for an next Jack.
Oh, that woman, yeah, who became so accustomed to that guy helping her. She's just like, oh,
she looked out
there you are, like you're late today. I'm like, excuse me?
But he didn't let that phase him.
Detecting?
Yeah.
Oh, God. No, it's nice. It was a good friendship that emerged. And even the elderly lady that he was feeding, you know, the bananas on her door.
Yes, that's sweet.
Yeah, definitely good thing to do.
That is sweet. And then she knows eventually who does it. So as I said, it will be pleasurable for her that the day she doesn't see him, it might break her heart too. Like it broke my heart.
That she got more?
Yeah.
It's like literally you get more the second time around. Guess if she didn't take them, she wouldn't have gotten any more. So for those of you who are good at, you know, neglecting gifts, maybe you should just accept it. I have people, you know, in my life who've said, yeah, no, you're not going to deprive me of my blessing by denying what I'm giving to you. So I had to learn to accept certain things. And I guess even if you think that you're better off, sometimes just accepting can go a long way. Who knows what you can do with what you receive, right? And it's not always tangible either.
Yeah.
Because that
he's
lady
getting
that
nothing
with
back.
The cart,
yeah.
Exactly. You know, doing that too. So.
Yeah.
So
he's feeding the chickens. They can't help him.
I really want to know who our superheroes are in this region, whether you're in St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Martin, or wherever you are in diaspora. What are the kind of things that you see people doing, not necessarily you, but what are the kind of things that you see people doing that perhaps impacts you know, other people's lives in such a great way? It could be a mentorship type of relationship, even that, you know, I mean, providing activities for young boys or girls to do after school while they wait for their parents to come. Some people work long hours. I mean, you never know. Fascinating stories out there, I'm sure.
I just thought of a segment highlighting our Caribbean heroes, one of our Caribbean connections on Friday.
Okay.
So folks, link us in the comment. Let us know. Send us a short video of your Caribbean hero and let's take it from there. How about that? Let's do this. That doesn't sound like a bad idea at all.
All right, let's go. Is it going to be Spider? Never mind. Kidding around. No, I'm totally kidding around. But seriously, I think that you're absolutely right. There are a lot of heroes out there, unsung heroes. There are a lot of rich stories that never get told because we don't shine the spotlight on them. And there are people who are really good at avoiding the spotlight, to be honest with you,
because some of them
for
don't
obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to do something like when I see, and this is just me, because I get that corporate sponsorship is part of responsibility of some organizations, etc. But when I see too much of, oh, we're taking a picture because you've done this for somebody,
Yeah,
you've done that for somebody, I kind of go, did you just do that because it was a photo op? Which is terrible because I don't want to be judgmental. You're still doing it, but yeah, sometimes maybe not so flashy. And so I say that to say that there are a lot of people out there, I'm sure, who are their own community heroes, who are their own heroes wherever they are, and we don't know about them, but they're doing great things. And as Coach said, if you know who those people are, hey, shine the spotlight. Info at studio327inc.com, info at studio327inc.com. It'd be great to know.
Yeah, indeed. It will definitely be great to know. And I'm thinking, but I never saw the lady gave him back a plate of food though, although he helped her with the heavy food cart, or was that the food he was eating?
She gave him the smile.
Eventually,
got the smile.
because the second day it was like, where were you? I was waiting here. You see?
I know, I was like the attitude.
Sometimes you don't start things that you don't.
Sass. It's like, hello.
But the elderly guy that was looking at him every time he gave the lady the money,
He said no. He said no. Because he didn't know. Because to him, I guess what he saw is just constant begging. He didn't see any effort to do anything else. And perhaps those efforts were made after he closed his store, and he stopped. He wasn't there to look. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. You never really know. I'm mindful that not everybody that you give to is actually going to use it for a good cause, as you said. So that was a chance that he took, and really the responsibility wasn't his to make sure that his donation was honorable. It was the persons who received it. They had a responsibility to make sure it was honorable, and we saw that it was in this case.
Indeed, because even when he went to look for the little girl, I'd be like, is she gone? Did she die? And that's the next thing that broke my heart until I heard her call out. And I'd be like, oh, exactly. Although it's a video, it's a good one. And we know some people that do exactly what happened in that video. So keep doing good. You may not leave a rich financial legacy behind, but you will leave a great legacy of the alms that you give and the nice things that you do. As I always say, be kind to someone, spread some love. You never know who you may be helping. Angels still walk on earth. I believe that. They still walk on earth.
As long as their wings don't get clipped. I'm kidding. All right.
All right, with that said, much more after this short break. Stay tuned to Good Morning SKN.
Good morning, this is Carol from Lux Carnival, and I listen to Good Morning SKN.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
Good morning,
Morning SKN, this is Lyrical. I just want to say blessings to you. There are a happy place in the life if you live in there. A happy place in the life if you live in there. Cause them at a happy place in the life. And they can't change. And they just come out here to do right. So whether day or night, they will live forever. Change. Blessings, blessings, and blessings.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. It is that time of the day where we let you know what is happening for the Nevis Youth Lessons with Class. So Lessons with Class, Nevis Department of Youth So this time they'll be focusing on young couples. These classes are intended to encourage young couples to take intentional steps to improve their relationship by learning how to treat their partner and people in general. Respect, consideration, and kindness. The sessions are also designed to assist young couples in developing confidence in social settings. Topics include introductions, handshake, and first impressions, graceful movements, sitting, standing, and walking, dress code, from formal black tie to casual, dancing, table setting, dining. The practical sessions will be engaging, enlightening, and most of all, free. So don't miss out on this life-changing opportunity.
All right, next up, Summer Camp 40 registration. So registration for Summer Camp 40 is officially open. Camp will be held from July 16th to July 30th, 2023. The registration fee is EC $100 and the late fee is EC $115 after June 1st. Why pay the additional $15? Just register early. Forms can be collected from the Department of Youth Empowerment at the 3rd floor of the Cable Building on Keon Street, and also from the primary and high schools. Summer Camp is for children ages 8 to 16, and this year's theme is Thanking Everyone Who Paved the Way Throughout Our History, Summer Camp 40. Cheers to continuity. All right, and speaking of continuity, you're going to have to watch us tomorrow because we're getting out of here right now, but we want to thank you guys for joining us today for another edition of GMSKN. And as always, we invite you to tune in daily to find a little bit of everything for everyone. You know, the more of you who watch, actually, we might be hitting everyone sooner than later, right? So preferably, we can do that, get your friends and family to watch, help us in that quest, and also follow us on our social media platforms. Guess what? We're on Facebook and we're on YouTube. Very easy. The handle is Studio 327 Inc. Studio 327 Inc. And we're on Instagram as well at Good Morning SKN. So very easy to find us. Also encouraging you to like, subscribe, follow, share, and check out our website if you have the time, right? It's www.studio327inc.com. There you'll learn more about Good Morning SKN and Studio 327. Also use the hashtag GMSKN.
We hope we did our best today to get you over Hump Day. That's always Hump Day here. So leave us a comment and let us know what was your favorite part of today's show. And see you tomorrow on Thursday at 8 a.m. when you will start your morning with us right here at Good Morning. Thank you for watching.